Warren Andrews at the BC Lions Orange Helmet Awards, as we've got receiver Marco Iannuzzi of the BC Lions joining us. And Marco, you just signed a new contract. How excited are you to be on this team that looks like it's going all the way?
Firstly, do I have to keep my arm on you this whole interview?
Oh, of course. Okay. That's in the contract.
I just signed 2 more years. That'll be years 7 and 8. To play with one organization for that long means a lot to me and my family. And I think it's going to be something I'm very proud of, to have the longevity with one organization, one city, and one community that we call our own, and we've adopted this as our hometown. So we love it here, love the organization, happy to be back.
Being a Canadian guy and getting a chance to see all these British Columbian teams with young people learning the sport, how exciting is it for you to see the sport growing at this level?
I remember specifically when I was a kid, and Greg Frères, he brought the Grey Cup to my school, and I was in 2nd or 3rd grade, and he held it above his head, told us about what it took to be a champion, leadership, teamwork. And when I was growing up, I swear many times I said I had a choice, right or wrong thing. And I said, well, if I want to be like Greg Frères one day and hold that Grey Cup, I better do the right thing. And I swear it kept me out of trouble a lot. And one day, 2011, we won the Grey Cup. Funny enough, I brought it to White Rock minor football, and I was telling them a story about how when I was a kid, I remembered an athlete, Greg Frères, and when I said the name Greg Frères, they all looked back. It was their coach. Greg Frères is from BC, and he was coaching his kids' football team, and I was speaking to his kids, so it was the coolest thing ever, full circle. It's special to be. Minor football has a very special place in my heart because it molded who I am today, and I have all the support in the world for it.
Guy like yourself, you went to an Ivy League school. You see a kid like Chase Claypool, who's now in Notre Dame. Is nice for these minor kids, do you think, to get a chance to see that guys can come from White Rock, can come from Abbotsford, and go on and play in the States and maybe beyond?
Yeah, anything's possible. The toughest thing before was just getting found, right? And nowadays with the internet, you can get your tape out to everyone. It's inspiring to see that the kids that are working their butts off, they're finally getting found. There's lots of kids before that had the talent to make it. They might just not have made it through the system. It took me 3 years to get into Harvard, and it was a grind. And lots of people who turned their back on me during that process, who thought they were my mentors and thought they had my best interest in their mind. But you know what? I had to grind it out myself. And in the end, the people who really helped me out, my high school coaches, my minor league football coaches, those guys stuck with me all the time. And when I finally made it, it was really special to me. So to see these guys going through that process, and it's a lot easier for them than it was for me if they have the talent, of course, and they're working their butts off. It's awesome, and it just goes to show you that anything's possible, and don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it or it can't be done, because I heard that for 3 years and went on to a great university degree and then also to pro football. So.
You guys really have a chance to claim this city, building on the great year you had last year with maybe the Canucks rebuilding and the Whitecaps off to a slow start. Having the arsenal of receivers that you guys have, and Jonathan Jennings with the talent he showed, how excited are you to get on that field and show this city that you guys are the team?
Well, first of all, I don't want to throw our Canucks or our Caps under the bus. I mean, they never threw us under the bus when we had some struggling years, and that's what teams have to go through, right? If it was easy, then it wouldn't be worth anything, right? You wouldn't be excited about a Grey Cup ring. You wouldn't be excited about a championship. But because it's so difficult, and because you can be considered the bottom of the bottom in the media's eyes, or whoever's saying how bad you are one year, and then the next year you can come back. I mean, we were ranked last place, first day of training camp. I'll never forget it. Microphone came right in my face, first day of training camp last year. Hey, you guys are ranked last place. How do you feel? Well, that same reporter came to me when we finished the season, second place. Hey, you guys are second place. How do you feel? I said, well, whoa. You don't remember the last time we met? It just goes to show you that, tough times make tough people. You can say all the cliches you want, but if it was easy, it would be worth nothing. And the fact that it's so difficult to put together a team, a winning team, that shows you when you got something special. So, yeah, we're on to something right now. We had a great year last year, and we're definitely looking forward to this year. I already want to start playing right now, and I think we still have like 65 days left. So,
final question for you, for the mom or dad that are watching this and saying, I don't know if I want my kid to play football, everything that goes on. What do you say to those moms and dads to reassure them? It's a tough one.
It's a tough one because there are instances when you have to hit the brakes and say, you shouldn't be playing. But for me, football gave me the intangibles that no other sport could get. And I'll tell you why. It is the closest thing you can do to being in combat or in war. I mean, if I don't do my job, the guy next to me is going to get hurt. So I look at that as an advantage. When is your child going to ever have that kind of responsibility? If I don't do my job, this guy next to me could break his arm. He could break his neck. He could get a concussion. He can do so many things. So I better do my job because this guy's relying on me. And when you have that kind of responsibility, when you have that kind of true bonding with someone where someone is relying on you, you can't get that anywhere else. So I would say let them play, but be safe. And the coaches are getting smarter now with how they're doing their techniques and how they're doing their practices. So put your faith in your coaches and ask questions, educate yourself. But greatest experience of my life, and I wouldn't have traded it.
There you go. Get out there and watch this guy in the BC Lions play this season's Marco Iannuzzi, receiver with the BC Lions at the Orange Helmet Awards.